right, we are now on topic 6, multiplying and dividing integers. This is block 1 on page 159. Last topic we learned what with integers?
They're the number lines.
Adding and subtracting integers.
Positive and negative.
Yes, don't bend it. Okay. So this chapter we're learning multiplying and dividing integers. Not too bad. So the first thing I want to look at, when you start a business, what are some things that you need to consider in order to make a profit? Daniel.
You need to advertise it.
Okay, advertisement.
Do like a markup and not too big of a markup?
Do a markup so you can actually have a profit.
Yeah, because like if you make something for 50 cents and you sell it for like $1.50.
Okay, if you make something for 50 cents and you sell it for $1.50, you have a profit of $1.
Maybe free samples.
Well, you're nice.
You could like advertise like I used to go to this dance studio and I took hip hop and they have like this advertisement where you pay this amount of money and get to go to a field not on a field trip, you get to go to Disney World with that amount of money and it wasn't a full price of a ticket, it was just like
Oh, a
half.
discounted price, okay.
Lose money when
Do businesses always make money?
No.
Toys R Us.
No. Fred's went out of order. Out of business.
Okay. Why is these businesses closing? Are all of them closing because they're not making money?
No.
They're probably just tired of running the business. Some of them's closing because they're not making a profit, so or losing money.
are not happy enough to keep it on.
And stage.
We're not shouting out. How do we express profit and loss on a number? What on a number tells us profit and loss?
Negative tells us loss.
Negative tells us loss. Positive tells us gain. I like it. Alright, so let's take a look at a few things. We don't have Archie right now. I know, poor Archie.
You must be so low.
So what we have these 4 friends, Gilbert, Brad, Stella, and Marie. And they hope to either go into the fashion or music industry one day. Gilbert's uncle owns a company that creates t-shirts, so they asked him to help. And he said he would make 1,000 t-shirts, concert t-shirts, as long as his company name, That's My Jam Clothing, is on it. So he's basically getting free advertising, right? Okay,
He
so
gets free shirts and
the 4 friends estimate a profit of $3 for each shirt they sell. So is that how much they're buying the shirts for?
No, that's how much you're selling.
no.
Is that how much they're selling the shirts for?
Yes.
No,
No.
that's how much they're
That's how much they are
getting back. from making
earning per shirt
That's profit.
after their bills.
That's their profit.
I have some people not staying focused here. That is their profit. They decide to create shirts for 3 different bands. 300 t-shirts for Red Rockers, 200 t-shirts for Dance Destiny, and 500 t-shirts for the Beat Blasters. So what band do they think is most popular? The Beat Blasters, they think is the most popular.
The beat blasters.
All right. So let's take a look at what they are doing. This is not in your book, you're just watching. They put all the information into a spreadsheet so they could see it better. When they do that, they see their profit for 300 shirts is going to give them a profit of $900. For Dance Destiny, is that what that says?
$600.
$600. And for Beat Blasters, 1,500. So they have a grand profit of $3,000. All right, so getting a profit of $3,000 total. Not too bad. I think I might start selling t-shirts, huh?
No.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should.
Heck yeah.
You should give
Yeah,
us.
for your.
You're probably making more money than
You should give us 10% of the profit.
No way. Okay. Well,
Whoa.
Dance Destiny shirts came in, and they came in damaged. And that cost them $7 each to produce. So that's how much they had to pay
T-shirt.
for each shirt.
And they
So
got
for
it.
each shirt, they still have to pay $7, but are they able to get a profit now
No.
from those shirts? No, so that's messing some things up for them. So looking at our table, each shirt is now losing $7, which means they're losing a profit of $1,400, which that's going to affect our total profit, right? Okay, well, looking at our total profit, let's see what their profit's going to be. It was $3,000. Now it's only $1,000. You had something to say about that?
Yeah, when it said
Hey,
at Dance Destiny, where it says -7 and then it has the 200. When it
Hunter.
says the profit, it's -1,400. Does that mean they're going in debt, or?
they owe $1,400 for the shirts that they made and they were damaged.
But why would they still have to pay for anything?
Well,
would they have-
apparently they didn't get insurance or something. Yeah, I would probably be on the phone calling somebody saying, I'm not paying for these, you damaged them, but apparently that's not how it works.
Bad
They
delivery
don't-
service.
Yeah, bad delivery service.
I thought that was Anderson.
Okay, we're also gonna look at how much profit each person, each friend was gonna have. How many friends were there? There were 4 friends. So they were thinking they were gonna have $3,000 divided amongst their 4 friends, and they each would have $750. That's kind of nice. But did they earn a profit of $3,000?
Nope.
No. So it looks like that they no longer have that $600 amongst those 4 people, which means each person lost a $150 profit, and they lost some materials as well. Each person was going to sell $350 worth of materials that they don't get to sell now. So, how much money is everyone making? Now we only have a profit of $1,000 divided amongst 4 people. So each person is getting $250.
Still not bad.
It's not bad, but it's not what they were projecting at all, huh? They were projecting a lot better. So that's basically what this topic is covering. We're covering multiplying and dividing in financial situations. What does financial mean?
Like
Money. Money situations. So we'll be looking at some money situations. We're actually going to start looking at some problems today. That's where it's going to problem 1 in your book. So let's look at problem 1. And it says, record with your algebra tiles models of models of multiplication problems. Draw shaded squares to represent red tiles or negative. Draw unshaded squares to represent yellow tiles or positive. We're not actually using the pieces, we're going to be drawing diagrams. So I want you to underline shaded, and what is it representing? What kind of number? Negative. And unshaded is representing what? Positive. Okay? We might know the answers to some of these problems already. Well, I know we know the answers because they gave it to us. That's not the point. They're wanting us to show it with a model. So we have to first figure out what this says mathematically. It says 2 times negative 3 equals negative 6, right? What it means is I have 2 sets of what?
-3.
I have 2 sets of negative 3, so write that down. That's going to help us. 2 sets of negative 3. That means I can draw 2 sets of negative 3. And how many sets total negatives do I have? 6. So I had an answer of a negative 6. You can shade your squares in, or you can just draw squares with negative signs in them. However you want to do it. Okay, I need to translate B to words. Whenever the problem starts off with a negative, that means my words needs to start off with the word opposite. So this says opposite 2 sets of what? 3. A negative 3 or 3? Just a positive 3. So it's the opposite of 2 sets of 3. I had a little typo there, so just ignore that. Opposite of 2 sets of 3 is what that means. So to model this, I first need to draw out 2 sets of 3 with some positive tiles. That looks like 2 groups of 3, right? Then I take the opposite of them. I flip all those tiles around. And what do I have? Negative 6. So I am modeling my answer. Okay, let's watch their video clip of how they show it, those same problems being done. So first, she's going to show us 1 set of positive 3. Then she's showing us 2 sets of positive 3. And we know that equals 6. That wasn't one of our problems, right? She's just setting us up. Okay, well next, she's going to show us 1 set of negative 3. Then she's showing us 2 sets of negative 3. And that gives me negative 6, right? There's 6 negative tiles. That was our letter A, right? Okay, let's look at B. She's showing us 2 sets of 3, which is a positive 6. When I flip them over, I have taken the opposite. So I take the opposite of my answer, and I get what? Negative 2 times 3 equals 6. Negative 6. Okay? Yeah, and the opposite of negative 6 is 6. So that means I would have to flip my tiles over again, right? Okay. Let's take a look at a few more. C. I have negative 2 times a negative 3, and that equals a positive 6. I need to change that into words. I see a negative written first, so what must I write first? Opposite. Then what kind of sets do I have? How many sets do I need? I need opposite of 2 sets of negative 3. So write that down. Opposite of 2 sets of negative 3. I don't say opposite of negative 2, because the word opposite means Take the opposite of 2. It's already been used. I can't use it again. So first, I need to draw 2 sets of 3. Negative 3. So there's 2 sets of negative 3. Then I have to take the opposite of it. So that means I'm flipping them all around to be a what?
Positive.
Positive. So then what is my answer?
Positive.
Positive 6. This should all be drawn in your book. Okay, D. How do I write that in words?
Opposite.
Do I write the word opposite?
No.
Is there a negative
No,
starting it
no,
off?
no, 3 sets of negative 3.
3 sets of negative 4. Very good. Write it. So I need to draw out 3 sets of negative 4. And they didn't give me the answer this time, so I have to answer it. What is 3 times negative 4 then? How did you know negative 12?
Because 4
Right,
is
and you just
12.
flip it.
Or I could have sat here and counted all these negative tiles, and how many are there? 12 negatives. Okay. Can I go to E?
Yes, Mom.
Okay, E. How do I write that in words?
Opposite of 3 sets of 5.
Opposite of 3 sets of 5. Very good. So first I must draw out 3 sets of 5. So 3 sets of 5 looks like that. Then taking the opposite means to flip them to their negative side. So my final answer has to be a negative. And a negative what as my final answer? Negative 15. Okay, the last one, F. How do I write that in words? Jake?
The opposite of 3 sets of negative 5.
Opposite of 3 sets of negative 5. So I first need to draw 3 sets of negative 5. Then I have to flip them all around. So is my final answer going to be positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive when I flip them all around. Positive what?
15.
15.
Positive 15. Okay, so we're modeling our multiplication of integers with pieces. Okay, number 2, you're going to work on homework in a minute. Number 3, I want to do B with you. And I'm going to show you how I would work B. But first, what does problem B even say? What is the problem?
Negative 4 times 5.
Negative 4 times a 5, right? That's what it says?
Yes, ma'am.
Just like that? So this is how I would go about working my problem like this. So first I see it's gonna say opposite of what?
Opposite of, -4,
Nope.
-5. No way.
Opposite of 4,
Of 4
sets of 5.
sets of 5. Okay? So first I need to draw 4 sets of 5. So I need positive. So I would probably just do symbols like that. That's 1 set of 5. I need 4 of them. There's 3. There's 4. How many positives do I have listed here?
20.
20. Have I taken the opposite of that yet?
No.
So what is the opposite of 20?
Negative 20.
Negative 20. So what is my answer for negative 4 times 5? Negative 20. And that's probably how I would go about working these. I would draw either my plus or minuses out, and that's how I would take my opposites. Okay, so your problem, spur homework, is really just classwork because we have plenty of time, is problem 2 and 3. When you're done with that, there's 2 problems of guided practice online. You can also get online and check your test to see how you did and what problems you missed. And thanks for listening. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and peace out, home dogs.
Peace out.